Our session today will be on capital budgeting. We'll look at question number 6. But before we start, we can go through what capital budgeting is, its weaknesses, and the types of appraisal methods. So when talking about capital budgeting, we're basically looking at the process of evaluating, of selecting, and managing long-term projects that will require substantial initial capital. So capital budgeting involves analyzing the potential investments in terms of fixed assets, buildings, new products, as well as business expansions, or to determine whether they will yield sufficient returns or justify the outlay. The purpose of capital budgeting is to allocate the limited resources efficiently among the investment projects. Secondly, to ensure that the chosen projects contribute to the firm's long-term profitability. To also achieve shareholders' wealth maximization. That is the primary aim of capital budgeting. So it is important for long-term impact and that decisions that are made will affect the company's future profitability. It is also irreversible, meaning it involves huge sums of money. It is important also because of the risk evaluation. It will help assess the financial and operational risks associated with the future cash flows. Capital budgeting is vital because it ensures that only projects that increase the net worth of the company are accepted. Capital budgeting is there to aid prioritizing projects that will align with our strategic objectives. So, what is the step involved in capital budgeting? Number one, you need to identify the investment opportunities. These projects may include expansion, replacement, modernization, or diversification. So, you need to um, screen and evaluate these projects, estimating the costs, the cash inflows, and also assessing the feasibility. You will need to choose projects based on financial viability. Then you will go to implementation. Here you are going to acquire assets and commence operations. Then monitor and post-audit. You compare the actual performance with the projected results to improve decisions. Now, types of capital budgeting decisions will involve expansion. Like I said, some projects may need you to increase production capacity. Replacement, sometimes old assets will need to be replaced with modern assets. Diversification, when you're entering new market lines. Research and development, when you have long-term investment projects. And when you have mutually exclusive events, which will eliminate another. Mutually exclusive events are events that cannot occur at the same time. Choosing this will mean eliminating the other. Now, the appraisal methods that we have or techniques that we have include the following. Number one, investment appraisal technique methods will be used to evaluate the attractiveness of an investment. They are divided into discounting and non-discounting methods. So the discounting methods will include NPV, profitability index, and IRR, and the non-discounting will include the ARR and the payback period. Of course, payback period also has the discounting method. So we have ARR, which is simply the average accounting profit. Average accounting profit expected from an investment. It's simply found by getting the annual profit, you divide it by the average investment times 100. So the strengths or advantages of this is that it's simple, easy to understand and compare using financial statements. Secondly, it takes into account the profits across the full duration. It also aligns with the profitability measures, so it links the return on capital employed with other managerial performance. The weaknesses of the ARR are that it ignores time value of money and uses accounting profits and not the cash flows. So these will distort um, the non-cash items. Then lastly, it is inconsistent in calculation, so different firms will vary the definition of average investment. Then we also have the payback period, which measures the time it takes for us to recover our initial cost. Okay, it is given by the time before full recovery plus the recovered cash divided by the initial cash. So it's easy to use and communicate. It focuses on liquidity, and it has the shorter payback period is what we choose or pick up. The weakness is that it ignores time value of money, it ignores the cash flows after the payback, and it's subjective, meaning there's no theoretical basis for accepting payback limit. When you say 2 years, what is 2 years? Is it the standard time that you should recover your money or not? So it's subjective in that nature. We'll look at it more when we look at an example. Then we also have the NPV, which is the sum of all the values of the future cash inflows and outflows. It is at a discounted cost of capital. So it is given by the cash flow over 1 plus R minus initial investment. The decision rule is that you accept a project with a positive NPV and reject one with a negative NPV. The advantages or strength is that it considers time value of money, it incorporates all cash flows, and is consistent with the worth maximization. The positive NPV will increase the value, and it is subjective and quantitative. So the weaknesses are that it's complex, it will require financial expertise to calculate, it is dependent on a discount rate, so there are some more errors that you may encounter when estimating the cost of capital. And also, its advantage is that it does not show efficiency per investment unit. Profitability index is simply the ratio that represents the present value of the future cash flows into the initial cash. So you accept a project whose PI is greater than 1. The advantages are that it is consistent with NPV. Both are have a similar accept or reject decision rule. Then it's a relative measure, meaning it's useful for ranking and considers time value of money. The weaknesses of this is that it requires a discount rate, which is subject to estimation, and it is inapplicable in mutually exclusive projects, meaning that if you conflict, it can conflict with NPV decisions. We'll look at an example where we're going to calculate our NPV with the cash flows. So I'll start with a very basic or simple example, then we'll go to the exam type of an example where we choose two investments. Okay, so let's look at the question on NPV. But generally, before we even do the computation, the assumptions that you can use to make decisions. Okay, for instance, you have initial investment of 200,000 and cost of capital, and you have assets A and B. So if you calculate, and asset A gives you 1.5 years, and asset B gives you 4.125 years. So which one do you pick in terms of payback period? It is a project that has short time to recover the initial investment, so you get project A. So in terms of NPV, if you have two projects, one is giving you negative 18,000 and one is giving you positive 8,000. So you pick the project with the higher NPV, which is 8,000, positive NPV. Comparing two projects, if A has 0.91 and B has 1.04, you pick one which has greater NPV than 1. Any questions so far? Are there any questions so far? All right. So when we are making recommendations for a project, you must understand the following characteristics of each. So ARR doesn't consider time value of money, but it considers all cash flows. Okay, it's easy to use and its main focus is profitability. And you pick the A project with ARR, which is higher than the cost of capital. For payback period, it considers time value of money. It doesn't consider time value of money, it doesn't consider all cash flows, but it's easy to use and its main focus is liquidity. So if you have a shorter payback period, you will choose it. Then you go to NPV, it will consider all time value of money, it also considers all cash flows, but it's not easy to use, it's a little complex. The main focus is wealth creation, and the exception rule is NPV if it's greater than 0. Profitability index, it considers time value of money. It considers all cash flows. It's not easy to use, and its focus is efficiency. So you accept profitability for the project if it's more than 1. So we will look at a basic example of a project, then we apply this to an exam setting. Okay, so let's go. Suppose we're given the following: projects A and projects B. So A and B, the initial cash, whenever we're given here 0, it means that's where we are starting from. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if all of them started with 100 kwacha, and project A is expecting 50 kwacha in year 1, 20 kwacha in year 2, okay, 30 kwacha in year 3, 60 kwacha in year 4, and 10 kwacha in year 5. The same project B is expecting 60 kwacha in year 1, 50 kwacha in year 2, 10 kwacha in year 3, 20 kwacha in year 4, and 10 kwacha in year 5. And we're given the cost of discount rate as 10%. So we need to calculate all the 5 appraisal methods. So we can start with project A. Project A, we start with the cash flows. We have a year here, a 0, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. So the cash flow we have here is what? Initial cash flow is 100. We have 50. We have 20. We have 30. 60. And we have 10. Okay, so the initial cash flow, which is in year 0, is usually negative. So how do we find the AAR? We will find the average here. What is the average cash flow? 50 plus 20, 70. 70 plus 30 is 100. 100 plus 60 is 160. 160 plus 10 is what? 170.
170.
So how do we find the AAR? What's the formula for AAR? AAR is simply what?
The formula is annual accounting profit. Wait, why is it showing like this? Over average annual accounting profit times 100.
Okay. Is the average what?
Average net profit over initial investment
Yes.
or outlay, yes.
Average net profit over initial cost or initial cash outflow times 100. So the target is it should be more than the what? More than the cost of capital. So when totaled here, we got 170. What's the average profit here? 170 over 5. Why 5? Because the 5 years through which this particular profit is calculated over the initial was what? 100. Okay, times 100. So we're going to have what? 85%.
It's divided by 5, right?
Oh yeah, it's divided by 5, not by 2. Average divided by 5. So divided by 5, what do we get? Over 100. If there were 4 years, divide by 4. So here we're going to have 35%. So what is our decision? If ARR is greater than 10%, we accept. So in this, is it more than 10%?
Yes, it is.
So we accept. Are we together on ARR?
Right, the answer is supposed to be 34%, not 35.
At 4%. All right.
I
Thank you.
wanted to ask, maybe you can kindly go through a little bit.
So
What were
ARR
we taught?
is simply the average profit over the initial cash outflow. So the disadvantages with this is that it's different companies have different ways of computing the average profit. So you first total up here. This is our 170, assuming to be a profit. So the average profit here is simply 170 divided by 5. Okay? So since the 5 years here, we got 34. Is it 34, yeah? 34.
Yes, it's 32.
So this 34, we divide by the initial cash outflow. So 34 over 100 times 100, what do we get? 34%. So this is how we find our ARR, 34%. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, but my concern is why are we not considering the initial year?
We are considering it over 100 because average profit over the initial cash outflow. ICO means initial cash outflow. The initial cash outflow is 100, coincidentally. If there was 50, we'd have put 50 here.
No, the average is it not supposed to be 6?
No, 6 is the amount. So 0 is simply the period in which we started. It wasn't a year of operation. Sometimes, because people confuse it, they'll separate it in the exam to just isolate it. Okay? Like in this
Okay.
case, um, they may not start from 0, they'll start from year 1. But our initial cash outflows are starting from this, all right? So don't include it in the cash flows. Are we together?
Yes.
Then we go to the payback period. Payback period looks at what? The time it takes for us to recover our money.
Collins,
Yes, please.
so on ARR, since we have not been given the depreciation, are we still supposed to calculate ARR? Because what we are using now is just the cash flows. normally average profit, it's where you subtract the depreciation from the cash flow to find the profit, and you average.
Yes, so in this case, we're not
In
giving.
this case, we are just using the cash flows, which are not profit. So we're assuming that the depreciation is zero. Then
Yes,
we pick the same numbers as profit.
exactly. So in the notes I mentioned, so this is one of the weaknesses with this method, because the profits are subjective. Okay, so I'm trying to start from the most basic. Then let's go to cumulative to our payback period. Okay. Can we move?
Yes.
So ignore this. We start with a 50 here for your one. We accumulate it. 50 plus 20 is 70. 70 plus 30 is 100. 100 plus 60 is 160. 160 plus 10 is 170. All right. So how long will it take for us to recover this 100? You need to find either the exact value here, or we're going to look at a formula that we can use. So I'll manipulate this question a bit. So here it's very easy because 100 is recovered in exactly 3 years. So the payback period here, just by sight, is 3 years. 3 years. So you look at the time when this initial amount will be paid. Will be this 100 will be paid. The 100 is here, 3 years. Suppose our initial cash outflow was 150. Okay, we use this diamond kind of a formula. A plus B minus C over D. Assuming our A is here, B is here, and our C is here, and our D is here. So if we're looking for 150, we look for a period within which, using the cumulative figures, 150 will be paid. So 150 is between 100 and 160 here. So our A is here, our B is always the initial cash outflow, and our C is here, the first amount, the same line of the A, and our D is here. So we're going to have our A is 3, our B is 100, minus our C is a
100.
100. Over
60.
60. All right. So that's how you do it. Let's try. Suppose our initial, okay. So here I said it can't be like that. I said here, suppose our B is what? 150. All right. So we can put 100 here. So here we've changed it to 150. So what do we get? 3 plus 150 minus 100 is what? 50.
50.
50 over 60. Okay, so this will be 3 point what? What is 5 over 6?
3.83.
0.833.
3.
Sorry,
Zero.
my network skipped. Where did you get the 60 from?
The 60 is this one here. A plus B plus C over D. 60 there. Okay, so that is that.
James, the answer will be 3.83.
3.8.
Yeah, 50 divided by 60 is 0.83 plus 3 is 3.83. So
Okay,
it's 3
let's
years,
practice
8
this.
months.
Yes, it's 3.833.
Okay, right, so we can assume our initial investment was, suppose our initial investment was 80 here. Okay, where will the 80 be paid?
It's 8 to be 8
Between here
minus.
and here, right? Let's identify our
Yes,
A, B, and C. Our A would be what?
2
2. Our B,
to be 150 or 80.
80, correct. And our C,
C will be, is it 70?
correct. And our D,
Then our D will be mm,
30. Just
30.
do the
30.
pyramid. Yes. I don't know whether you're getting this. Um, once you get this, then we're good to go, because this is very important to avoid the jargon. Okay. So just on this, let's look at this exam question. The initial cash outflow, just on the payback period. Okay. So we're told the initial investment was 200,000, which was invested in these, and our cost of capital was 10%. Just on these ones here, let's calculate our payback period only. So let's do the cumulative cash flows. So we start with what? Negative 50, then Mm. negative 50, then what?
Accumulated.
200.
We add it, accumulate it, so we're going to get what?
100.
100, then add it,
0 or 200.
200.
200, then
280.
280.
then
310.
310. What was our initial cash outflow?
200.
200. So meaning which year will the 200 be paid back?
Year 3.
Exactly year 3. This one was easy. Okay, let's go to this one here. The same 200 as our initial, let's accumulate them. What is our cumulative cash flows? 40, then
100.
100, then
90.
90.
90, then
180.
185.
185, then
305.
305. Okay, where will the 200 be captured? Between these two.
Yeah,
What is our A?
yeah, 5. Yeah, 5.
Is 4.
So to be captured within here. So our A is 4. Our
4.
B,
200.
our C,
185
and our D.
is
5.
5.
Our D,
Mm,
120.
No, 305. Sorry.
Our D,
To be 120.
wait,
120.
where is
Oh,
our C?
120.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay, I've seen it.
Okay.
A plus B minus C over D. Are we together so far?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what is our A?
It's
4.
4.
Our B?
200.
200. Our C?
185.
185. And our D?
120.
120. So able to calculate the payback. You see how easy it is?
Oh, wait,
Mm-hmm.
wait, where is the 120? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Give me the payback.
55. 15. Uh,
That's 4.1.
4.1.
Yes. 4.125.
1 to 5 years. Okay. All right. So this is how we get the payback period. Is everyone okay with payback period?
Mhm.
Okay. So let's go to another appraisal method. Is everyone clear at the moment? Are we all clear?
Yes, for now.
Okay. Now we will look at what other appraisal method do we have? Hello, what other two appraisal methods that are remaining? Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear you?
Okay, what
We
other
have,
method
yes, we
remaining?
have what? NPV.
Okay, NPV, yes. So NPV we use a discounted rate. So we use our discounted rate here. 1 um 1 over 1 plus R. You can use a table, you're given a table, we can manually calculate the power n. So here we're going to multiply this one by what? By 1. So the present value to remain as 100. Then here you're going to multiply this by 1 over the cost of capital is 10%, so 1.10 to the power 1. Here over 1.10 to the power 2. This is here 2. Here times 1.
And to increase the font. It's not readable.
Not readable.
And please just
No, what
explain
is
again how you're coming to these figures of 1 point.
So NPV in short is simply our cash flow. If you're going to do it manually, 1 plus R to the power time minus initial cost. So we're looking at ICO is initial cash outflow, or just write initial cost. So here we're going to have the first cash flow is what? 50. 50 is year 1. So 10% is 1 plus R is 1.10. If it was 8%, 1.08. If it was 20%, 1.20. This is year 1. Year 2, what do we have? 20 over 1.10 to the power what? power 2 plus the next is what? 30 over 1.10 to the power 3 plus 60 over 1.10 to the power 4. And lastly,
4.
10 over 1.10 to the power 5. I'm gonna say initial cash
5.
outflow of 100. So I want you to calculate that. I'll send you a new link. Okay, calculate that yourself. For NPVA, I'll send you a new link shortly. Then we'll proceed. We'll have 30 minutes, 20 minutes remaining. So copy that or capture that. I'll send it to you just now. Let me end the class now. Then we'll go to the other appraisal methods.